show and you go over their 15-year cost comparison. Okay, what is the purpose of showing these guys what they're going to spend in the next 15 years?
Making it affordable to them.
Making it affordable. Okay, now that's true, but I'm really looking for a different kind of word. But you're right, Misty. Okay, Jennifer.
Showing them how much money they can save by buying a rainbow.
Exactly, how much money you can save. Okay, let me give you an example on this, Jennifer. I did a show one time. Man, I tell you, there's just some demos that just stick out in your brain and they don't go away. I'm talking. This has been like 15 years ago. I went out and did a show and they had a cover and I take it off and there was a hole in the bag. And the guy's like, "Oh my God, there's a hole in the bag." He goes, "I'm glad we didn't turn that on because dirt would have went out. We don't want that." And I'm like, "Oh, jeez." I said, "Well, why don't you give me another bag?" Because I wanted to 50 stroke test it, and then I was going to vac kill it. He goes, "That's our last bag. We don't have another one." So I couldn't turn it on, couldn't do a 50 stroke test with it, right? So I'm trying to teach on it, and what did I do? I actually took my pair of scissors, okay, to keep on my demo, and I cut the bag, okay? And then I take my light and I shine on it. And I said, "How much light could you get through that?" None. Okay, see, the bag isn't full, but the medium particles are what? Clogged. Okay, and so then what I did is I actually did a mini vac with this bag because I couldn't turn this machine on. Well, when I got all done with the demo, he was 65, she was 64. They didn't shampoo their home. Variety of things, but today the pricing in the next 15 years, their pricing was $2,300, what they were going to spend in 15 years. That's how much it was going to be, $2,300. We figured out it was $2,300. And so at that point, I got all done, and I said, "Danica, I have incredible news for you." Okay, are you ready? Check this out. It's not $2,300 to keep the dirt. It's only $2,389 to get rid of the dirt. Because Danica, is it worth an extra $89 for a clean home?
Yeah.
Absolutely. See, the purpose of this, okay? I don't have any money on me. Well, actually I do. Okay, so let's say $5. Okay, so let's say if I give Christian $5, all right? It's a good day, right? All right? Okay, so let's say I gave him $5, and he has $5 in his hands, and then he gives me the $5 back. He held on to it kind of tight, right? Okay. All right. So if I gave it to him and he gave it right back to me, how much did that just cost me?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's the same thing. Right, guys? What we're doing is it's $2,389 they're giving us, but what are we giving them right back?
$2,300.
We're giving it back to them. They're not. This is what just lock this in your brain. Okay? It doesn't cost anything to own a rainbow. Nothing. See, this is why you have to be so positive and passionate when you're doing a demo. There's no product in the world comparable to ours. None. Not even close. Okay? It's not even in the same ballpark. Okay? It's not even close. And the cool thing is it doesn't cost them anything to own it. Because anytime you look at a product, if it saves you more than it costs you, it doesn't cost you anything. It actually what? Saves you money. I'll probably say in my career, guys, I've said that on about probably 500 demonstrations. And I got that from one of my buddies, Zig Ziglar. Okay? So one of my great friends, Zig Ziglar. You guys know who that is? Okay? Go on YouTube, man. He's got loads of stuff on there. Sales training, secrets to closing the sale. I get an email sent to me every day from the Zig camp on motivation, education, sales training tools, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, what he always said is this: hey, if a product can save you more than it costs you, it doesn't cost you anything. It actually saves you money when you're a good Christian. Mm-hmm. Okay? This is a perfect example of how the rainbow is going to pay for itself every 35 years. So when you're doing this, Misty, you do it with attitude. Okay? So watch. Okay, the first thing is on vacuums. How much are you going to spend on that? That's a lot of money, right? Next thing is on bags. Well, hey guys, how good are vacuums without the bags and filters? Okay, now watch me how I say this. Okay, you guys ready? Okay? Now guys, let me ask you a question. How good are vacuums without bags and filters? They're not good, right? Well, I mean, from what you've seen today, I mean, they're probably not that good with bags, right? Right? But we spend a lot of money on it. And how much do you think you guys might spend on bags? $5? Yeah, that's like $600 in 15 years. That's a lot. And then the next one you got is going to be on service and repair. Okay? All right, now I'm going to do it again. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, now, so you got $1,000 spent on vacuums. Okay, now check this out. Now you got to spend money on bags and filters. Hey guys, let me ask you a question. How good are vacuums without the bags and filters?
More use.
They're
more useless
worthless,
than they
right?
are.
They're worthless. Well, let me ask you a question from what you've seen today. How good are vacuums with bags and filters? They're useless too. But here's the kicker on this deal. How much do you guys spend it on? The most families spend 5 to 10. Would you say you're like most families? A little more, a little less. What do you guys think? Probably about the same, right? So let's say you spend $10. That's $120 a year. That's $1,200 in 10 years. That's $1,800 you're stuck spending on bags and filters that don't even work. So just between bags and filters and vacuums, you got $2,800, and what do you still got in your house? The dirt.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing? Okay, now check this out. Not only that, but now what you got to do is you got to spend money and get them serviced. You got to spend money on servicing on vacuums and bags that don't even work to begin with. But now you spend money on that. Now you got to spend money in air fresheners. You already know how much you're going to spend on that, right?
Mhm.
That's $20. So that's $3,600 you're going to spend to cover up odors in your house that your vacuum is leaking out to begin with anyway. Is that crazy? Okay, next thing you got. Now see, how am I doing it?
Enthusiasm.
Is there any doubt in your mind that I would think you're nuts if you don't buy a rainbow? What do you guys think?
Yep.
Okay? Listen, I can think of Christian professional people. Okay? My father, one time, he had his carotid artery was clogged by 99%. And he had open heart surgery, and he was not healthy. And so it was a very dangerous operation. And I went with my dad to 3 different doctors. And the 3 different doctors he went to, the first 2 were like, you know, they were just so negative and skeptical and the seriousness. And then the 3rd doctor, his name, I'll never forget this, was Dr. Clark. And he said, absolutely, it's serious. He says, there's no doubt about it. He goes, well, let me tell you something. He goes, I've done this surgery for over 20 years. And I'm very confident we'll get you in, we'll get you taken care of, we'll get you moving again, and you'll be fine, you'll be right back on your feet, and we'll have you good to go. But we got to get it done, and we need to get it done right now. And my dad said, well, when? And he goes, well, hold on, let's see. And it was like 2 days later, he goes, okay, let's get you in 2 days. Now, did he ask my dad, did he want to do it? No, he told him. And so my dad, who's out there, and I go like this, so I told my dad, I said, pick him. He's good. He could have been the worst doctor of the 3. He could have been terrible. But his confidence is what persuaded my father to what? Take action. To do it right now. If you look at professions, James, people that are confident in what they do are going to persuade people to take action. Here is the biggest fear, Cody, your customer has. I'm making the wrong decision. Where does that come? That comes from us not being confident enough to persuade them they're taking the right action. See, here's one of the things. The people are making a decision one way or the other. One decision is to spend $10,000 to $12,000, keep all the dirt, breathe the germs and bacteria, ruin their carpet, furniture, and drapes. Or spend a quarter of that, have a clean and healthy home, save loads of time, loads of energy, and make their furnishings, carpetings last longer, live a healthier lifestyle. They're making a decision one way or the other. You guys with me? So it's all the attitudes you have when you're doing this, right? Okay, next thing you got is going to be shampooing. This is amazing. You know, when you charge shampooing in the Metroplex, it's 25 cents a square foot. Now, Joni, do you hire somebody or do you make your husband do it? Oh, jeez. I feel your pain, man. I'm the same way. I shampoo too. But I got an Aquabate. All right? So it's not that hard. It's just motorized, driven, you know. And I got my 13-year-old daughter trained too. She's pretty tough also, okay? All right, but, okay, so how much you go spend on that? 50, 100 bucks, 150? How often do you guys shampoo? Now you guys got 2 kids and a dog. Do you do that once a year, twice a year, more or less? So you just figure out what they spend, right? Okay, so whatever they're going to spend, you're like, okay, so that's $1,000, or that's $2,000, that's $3,000. Now, if you had an extra $3,000, Joni, could you find a way to spend it? Absolutely. That's what the Aquamate will do. It'll save you $3,000 just by having this piece of equipment in your home. Okay, so that's how you're going through it. Okay, then the carpeting, right? $5,000. Man, that's a lot of money. Okay, so again, each one of those, then you get your total amount, and it's, let's say, $10,000. Okay, now for $10,000, you're asking yourself a question: what do you get for the money you're spending? I mean, Misty, when you buy something, don't you normally ask yourself that question? What am I getting for my money? Okay, so Christian, for your money, for $10,000, let me show you unfortunately, what do you get? And you're just going to read it. You're going to keep all the dirt, keep all the sand, okay? You're going to keep all the germs, all the bacteria, and then you're going to waste loads of time. Okay? Now, how am I saying that? It's called empathy. Okay? So let me give you an example of that. Empathy means that you have a problem. Joni, I understand what your problem is, and I'm going to try to help you solve your problem. Sympathy is worthless. Empathy is productive. Example, if Jasmine was on a cruise ship and I seen her and she was sick and I had sympathy toward Jasmine, okay, I would walk over with her and be sick with her. That would be sympathy. You're sick, I feel bad for you, and I'm going to get your symptoms of sympathy. How productive would that be for Jasmine or I? Worthless. At the same time, if I had empathy, which people want, that means I go understand Jennifer that she's sick, and I go get her some Dramamine, Visatril, 7-Up, crackers, or say Focused on the or something. I've been in that situation. All right? All right? In other words, I understand. I'm going to try to help you. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay? So that's where Jennifer, you're being very empathetic. Man, this sucks. No, to your customer. Jennifer, I mean, really, in the words you're using to be like this, Jennifer, this sucks, man. You're spending $10 grand. Look what you got. Okay, now we can't say that, but what we say is this. And for $10,000, normally we ask ourselves, hey Christian, what are we getting for the money we're spending, right? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, for the $10,000, we're going to keep all the dirt, all the sand, the germs, the bacteria, and we're going to waste a ton of our time. So you guys, let me ask you an easy question. Would you rather spend the $10,000 to keep these problems, or spend the same $10,000 you're going to spend anyway and get rid of those problems?
Get rid of them.
Get rid of them, right? If you're going to spend the money, you might as well get rid of it. Another demo. Okay? Husband, wife,